Today we take a look at the 1982 movie Nomad, directed by Patrick Tam. By this point, Patrick Tam had the movie The Sword, which is a classic swordplay movie, and the Little Scene Love Massacre under his belt. And he was the co-writer of Nomad, which is a bit of a puzzler of a drama. It's a frustrating film for probably 90% of its running time, but there are rewards at the end of the tunnel. That is, if you've not given up pre that 90% point. It's very loosely plotted, but basically it's about a group of young adults drifting, longing, and adoring whatever Japan can throw at them, especially culturally. In this group there we find fashion design student Louis, played by a young Leslie Jung, who hooks up with Tomato, which is played by Cecilia Yip in her feature-length debut. She has been thrown out by her boyfriend Andy. And the other side of the group is Kathy, played by Pat Ha, the most sexually liberated in the group, and she becomes attracted to Po, played by Canton, who is easier to be with than others Kathy have been with. Other boyfriends have proven to be physically and mentally tough to be with. And later on in the film there's a key introduction of Stuart Ong's character, and he plays a Japanese Red Army soldier who has deserted. And I seem to remember Patrick Tam saying in an interview that Nomad was a response to what he saw as an obsession by youth of all things Japanese. And his subjects in the film certainly overall doesn't seem to be going anywhere despite this hobby. They even are learning the language. And he drops visual clues early of what turns out to be the theme about longing, especially the opening scene of Leslie Chung. And his direction drifts equally in and out, just like these youths do. Almost frustratingly randomly his direction seems, as we meet the group separately or together, whether it's them having fun shenanigans at a bathhouse, or having a sex scene at a tram, or the males offering up a little typically male-ish rivalry. But it's clear when you look at these events that there's little society surrounding them. One key line from one of the youths even go, "We are society." And why the film Nomad can be frustrating but ultimately rewarding once you suck on it a little afterwards is that there's no immediacy to Patrick Tam's movie language. Nothing in the frame says wow and why this is an important examination. And his direction does pick up here and there as there's more clear evidence of the youths being honest towards themselves and relatively respectful of their adult environment. There's no real blame put on the adults, but perhaps there's no energy in the youths to even do so. And as the last half hour plays out, the secrets, the hows and whys of the two relationships within the quartet pays off more. And when what seems like a totally out of left field plot introduction coming at us and being introduced with gory results, we finally thank Patrick Tam for being very obvious. And since our thinking tank starts up too, there's certainly an effect to Nomad that is undeniable. However, casual viewers not in the mood to stay alert and be a bit annoyed at what seems like no events at all being played out in front of you, they might only be in favor of the blood spilled. And no one will really blame you for that, but you have been warned. And despite people saying you shouldn't go in a movie with expectations, sometimes it is good to go in with expectations.